Good evening.
Good evening.
So this is the final thoughts that we'll give. We have been back for, what, 2 weeks now maybe? So we take a little bit of time. It was hot when we got back and then it rained and all, so we thought today would be the good day. It's nice outside and it's an evening. It is about 5:30. I don't even know what today's date is. Maybe
19th,
the 18th of September. So yeah, we'll be back for a little bit. So we want to give you the final thoughts. This is what we do after every cruise. We go and give you guys the whole details, a lot of information given out to you. I'll start off by saying if you enjoyed these series, please subscribe. We're new into the travel, but we are not new. I mean, we get a little dark here. This, by the way, is my new camera, and we'll explain a lot more of that stuff to you. But anyway, we are new to the event, the travel part of vlogging, but we used to daily vlog every single day. It looks like it's going black. Yeah,
It does look
I'm gonna flip you guys around just to see something. So, I guess it's still going, but yeah, that's what it is. A new camera. This is the GoPro 11. So we'll see how it works. But apparently, it does go black. So, anyway, but we're still going. So again, we're new. We used to vlog every day our lives, and it just got very busy and all that. So we started over probably at 2016. I started dabbling at it again, and that's where we're at. So here's the final thoughts for Grandeur of the Seas. So first of all, what do you think about the ship itself?
So the ship, you either will like it or you won't like it. It was a smaller ship, of course. We've done both big and small, so we went dark again.
It's okay, I'm still going.
Sorry, guys. So the nice thing about being on a smaller ship is we got to meet a lot of people, seeing the same people over and over again, and kind of building some friendships on that. What else are you looking for? I know, right?
So really, if you like big ships, if you want to get lost and not really see people again, it's a bigger ship would be the one. Smaller ships, you will probably see that same couple or the person or whatever multiple times in a trip. So it really depends on what you want, whether you like a small ship or a big ship. So that for us, I don't know. I'm leaning towards maybe the smaller ship.
I like the smaller ship, but I have to say, if you have kids, definitely not.
Definitely not. Yeah. There's no water, especially
there's nothing for them to do, and there's only one pool, so that's the downfall. You will be in the pool with splashy kids.
Definitely made more for couples than it is for families. I mean, we saw families on there. I'm not saying they can't. It really depends on your kids, but there is no.
Like I said, you got a lot of splashy kids in the
But there's no slides, none of that stuff. So for that part, it's probably not so much for the kids. They do have the activities. If you've been on Royal Caribbean before, they know they have the stuff for the kids and all. But to actually be with them and do things together, probably not so much. So so the ship itself was good. It's designed differently. We're not used to that design because you had to walk through certain things to get to other events, to other venues. So the bigger ships is pretty much laid out, obviously bigger. So you don't have to walk through all the things. But other than that, the ship was good, as you all saw. That cabin. What do you think of our room? Now I do want to apologize. Two things. Obviously. I want to apologize for the shakiness of the other camera we had. Again, it was messing up through the whole event, and the room tour, somehow it got lost. I don't know what happened, but it never showed the room tour. So hopefully you saw, at least we were on the back of the ship, so we were in the aft, and we had so we got to see the wake every day you woke up. So that was really nice.
That was nice.
The cabin itself.
It was nice. It was big. Our balcony was very nice. It was fairly big. I mean, we had a table, a chair, and 2 lounge chairs out on the back of that. The room was good. We did have a few little hiccups in the room. Yeah,
so it was a junior suite. So there was the bathtub. That's what junior suite was, which you would have seen that if we did it. Our next cruise, is in January, and that's our last junior suite. So I will give you a tour of that. Hopefully, Lord willing, it'll go through. Anyway, yes, you saw some of the hiccups we had with it. It was basically she would take a bath. And when she would drain the water,
it would come back.
It'd come up not out of the bathtub, but on the outside. They have a little drain out there
on the bathroom floor.
Bathroom floor. So that happened once. They came and fixed it that evening. The next day, she took another bath, and it happened again. They did come back and they did fix it, and we didn't really have any problems after that. So for that, and they also, what they did was the end of the week, because of our problems with that, they actually. I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm supposed to get a 10% or 15% off of my next cruise. So that was one thing. The Wi-Fi on there, it worked great as long as you weren't in your room. That it wouldn't work very well in the room. Again, we were in the aft. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but in the room, matter of fact, it didn't even work on the balcony. So I guess really nothing in that generator. They came and said they re-fixed it, like they reset it. It didn't work. So they did give me 10% back on my internet package for that. So, I mean, that's a nice gesture. I mean, hey, they didn't have to. That's right. So
every little bit helps.
All right, so that takes care of pretty much that. If you have any questions that we may forget, you want to know about, just ask and we'll answer.
Yeah, I don't want to call her the cleaning person.
The cabin steward.
Yeah, cabin
Carol.
steward.
Her name's Carol.
Thank you. So Carol, she was wonderful. She was such a sweet girl.
We actually got service twice a day.
Yeah.
So that was good. And I thought the first couple of days, because we had the leakage problem, but no, she came every day. So that was unexpected. So that was nice too. She was very nice. All right, so hold up. Let this truck go by.
He beeps his horn. Usually if I'm out here, he beeps. Oh, nope, he waved.
He just waved that time. So.
It's because you were here.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, so talk about the buffet food.
The buffet food, I actually like the buffet food. They had a very large variety of foods. They had different nationality foods, which I tried a couple different ones. I like doing that because even though you technically pay for it, if you don't like it, you can leave it on the table.
True.
So it's nice to be able to try different authentic foods.
True. The buffet for a small ship, I was thinking it'd be a small little.
Yeah, it wasn't
little bit of food.
It wasn't the buffet.
No, that's a whole different cruise ship, a whole different cruise line, all that. We're like, oh, about that. This is the Royal one. So anyway, but otherwise, the food was really good. A lot of variety in the food, and Royal is pretty much known for their food for the most part. So that wasn't bad. Let's see. The main dining room. We didn't do any specialty dining, but the main dining room food. You guys got to see just about every night we did.
Yes, so the food there was excellent. Had no complaints there. We had 2 waiters. I think you always have 2 waiters.
Yeah, you have 2. Yeah,
but yeah, so very good. Have no complaints on that. Food was great. What about you?
I enjoyed it. It wasn't. I don't think there wasn't a meal that I didn't have that I didn't not like. So I was good there. Another thing I forgot about our room. Our refrigerator didn't work either, and come to find out, it was apparently unplugged. So that was an easy fix for them too. But other than that was good. I
couldn't get to the wires because I try to fix things myself. But
there was no winter world. There's no winter world. I tried. It was buried. They took care of it. That's all that matters. What about the entertainment?
The entertainment was good.
You don't remember much, do you?
I don't remember much at this point, but what we went to, that's a downfall.
The only thing, when you wait a while to do it, the one thing, I fell asleep on the one, remember, the tango?
Yes, I look at him.
Which they got that. So you told them all about how I messed that up.
Look at him and he's asleep. I'm like, really?
So, entertainment overall, I would say, I would say probably out of 10, I would give it about an 8 for entertainment.
Yeah.
As you saw, every single night we did Name That Tune. It's just one of my favorite things to do. So I like doing that. So maybe next cruise I won't put as much Name That Tune. I don't know. We'll see how that works. I forgot the food. What would you give a rating on the food?
I would give it the main buffet. Oh, I would give it a 9.
And then the main dining room.
I'd give it a 10.
Okay, roughly the same. I give 9 on both of them. Nobody's perfect, so I'll never, very seldom ever give out a 10. All right, and I
If
forgot.
I'm not cooking, it's a 10 to me.
That's right. Well, okay. What did you, and overall the ship? What'd you give it out of 10?
So the ship, I mean, out of 10, I would give it, I don't know,
Counting all the faults too.
all the faults too.
You gotta count all that in there.
I'd probably, oh man, I mean, it was very good. Cleanliness it was good on that. All that hiccups. I'm gonna give it an 8.
I would also give it an 8. So so the cruise was for 7 nights. It was out of Tampa. We were supposed to do first day, what would have been Monday on the first port. It was supposed to be Cozumel. The second day was Roatan, Honduras. Third was Belize, and the last day was supposed to be in Costa Maya. But because of that hurricane that was going around, which we didn't feel any of it. One thing about cruising is that they will definitely stop leaving me alone. So I move my hands. You have to let it go.
And when I do it, you make
That's
fun
different.
of me.
So one of the things I like about cruising is that they will always miss a storm. You might miss a port or here or there, but you know it's what you pay when you go through hurricane season.
Yeah.
It's cheaper prices, so that's one of the reasons why we do it. So we didn't go. So the first day was supposed to be Cozumel. We didn't go. We went past that and we went to Roatan. So you got to see that. So that was the Roatan, Honduras is where we did the Discovery. Roatan is the name of the travel group that we went through. They picked you. You went right outside the port. They gave you directions how to get off, so it's really simple. You went outside there, and they wait for you on the other side. So what did you think of the actual excursion?
The excursion, that was
The
with
sloth
the
monkey,
sloths.
yes,
The
yes.
sloths, I love sloths. I absolutely loved it. I got to see the sloths. I got to hold the sloths. We got to hold the sloths, the monkeys, the toucans, the parrots. I liked it. It's you first when you go you go through this butterfly
They saw. They saw. I gave video of all
I don't
that.
care. We went through the butterfly exhibit.
I'm told.
A butterfly exhibit. That didn't interest me. I mean, don't get me wrong. The butterfly was very different, but that really didn't interest me much. But the tour guide, she was nice and very informative.
She was new.
She
I think
was
we mentioned.
new,
I think we mentioned
yeah.
that, but not. She was new.
Yeah.
Fairly new.
So
She's only done a few tours.
you can take pictures there on your own, but they send somebody with you to take professional pictures.
We didn't know that, so next time if we ever go back and do that again, we would tell them, hey, don't take that, because we didn't buy the package.
We didn't, and she wasn't.
The lady, not the lady who took the pictures.
Yes, the lady who took the picture.
She wasn't the one who we didn't do it with. There was another lady there.
No, honey, the tour guide.
She was there, and then the lady who took
It
the
was
pictures,
pictures.
that wasn't the same lady who took the pictures that was up there trying to sell us the package.
Oh, it wasn't?
No.
Oh, I have no idea. But we weren't interested because I had already taken pictures, and she wasn't none too happy. I get it. It's where they make their money, but,
We tipped our tour guide for that, so
Yeah.
she's the one that, for the most part, did the work. So that's what
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
The one thing about you go off like Discovery Roatan, do a excursion away from the actual cruise ship, you could possibly have a few people, but for us it was just us two and our driver.
And she was wonderful.
Yeah, she was not a tour guide. She didn't tell us she told us some things about it, probably a little bit different things that we probably gotten from a tour, somebody who actually doing a physical tour, but it was nice. And the thing about it is we pretty much set our schedule. If we wanted to stay at that zoo a little bit longer, we could stay at that zoo. If we wanted to we went to the rum factory, we went to the chocolate factory. If we want to stay a little longer there, we could. The beach, we had a certain amount of time, and we could stay whatever we want and wherever we wanted. So that's the great.
She stayed with us the whole time.
Right. She wasn't like, she wasn't shadowing us, but she was in that area. So all you do is let her know when we're ready to leave, and she was ready to go. So that's a great thing about doing an excursion that's not part of the cruise ship, because you might just get fortunate, just be just you and two other people or yourselves.
Right.
And so we'd have to worry about, well, how long do they want to be there? Do you want to leave here? So that was the great part about that. So after we left Roatan, next day we were in Belize, and that was the cave tubing. And so what'd you think of that?
I really like the cave tubing. You walk through, they call it a jungle. I didn't think it was all that big. Well, I think jungle, I think something huge.
True.
But it was about a 15-minute walk, maybe 20 tops, down to the caves to get into the water. I think the hardest part was carrying the tubes because that 15-minute walk carrying those heavy tubes was
Yeah, that's a little bit different. So when we got the first part, when we got down to the bottom of the hill, we had to cross over this little river. So that I told her, look, I put your tube on top of mine, take some pictures, and I'll video what I can. So you saw some of that video there.
Yes.
And then we had the lunch.
At the lunch.
Typical Belize lunch. We have the chicken and the everything that you pretty much get.
We're starting to learn that most countries do chicken.
Yeah, so we did that. So I mean, it was fine. Like you said in the video, if you were one of the first groups to go out of that particular group, you could be waiting a while if you don't drink, or you didn't want to drink, or you didn't want to do anything else. Because the shops are small and all that. So you're one of the first groups. You're probably
one shop.
You're probably gonna sit for a while. So you might want to do. If you're first, just realize you're gonna have to stay for a while. And that was through Royal Caribbean, because it was tender. I being new in Belize for the first time and not knowing much, we decided just to go through the because you had the tender, which I don't know if I showed much of that. Because I was sitting in the middle and I really didn't want to video, people's faces as we're going there. So we tendered that. So that's a tender port. So all right, back. I forgot the rating for the for Roatan, the sloth monkeys out of 10. What would you give it?
A 10.
Yeah, 9.5. I can't give it 10. And then the cave tubing.
A 9.5.
I would probably give it 9, only because there was, if you didn't drink, if you drank, I guess it'd be okay. You still had to pay for it, by the way. The wait around to everybody get done was a little bit
Yeah.
Especially because it was humid, it was hot, bugs, all that kind of stuff. Oh, by the way, a side note, back into the sloth monkeys. In order to see them, you have to make sure that you don't have any bug spray on.
Correct. Because what happens...
Hold that for a second, babe. You can show yourself.
Yeah. So what happens, they said that if you have bug spray on, it does something to the females where they can't have babies, so they won't let you have any kind of bug spray on you.
Yeah, so that was...
And there wasn't really no bugs. I mean, we didn't have any problems.
Wasn't too bad. Wasn't... No, no. No, Belize was definitely more in that jungle area. There was definitely more bugs there for that.
Yeah.
So... Okay, so then on our way back, which was supposed to be Costa Maya, we did not go to Costa Maya. We went to Cozumel. And so we went to Mr. Sancho's. Again, it's a taxi ride that we had to go to. We were in downtown Cozumel. So we paid... The taxi ride is usually $20 from the actual where all the ships usually are docked. But we were in downtown because I guess we were just the add-on. So there was no room at the other one. So we paid $25 for the taxi there, $25 back. That's not counting the tip. That's just that. So what'd you think of... first of all, what'd you think of downtown Cozumel? Getting off the ship, having to walk across through all the shops where everybody's just bugging you away. You remember that one? We had to walk in through the shops and all.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that drove me crazy because... I want to see what stores I want to go into. But if you even look that way, they're trying to get you in their stores. And I don't do well with that kind of stuff. It's just like I shut down. So,
and the one entrance to go downstairs.
And you have no choice. You have to go through
because they
area.
blocked off the one entrance.
Yes.
Where you would go down. They had blocked off, so you had no choice but to go through them.
Yes.
To get to the bottom, to go back, to get across to the taxis. But it's very simple to get there. It's and I showed a lot of the video how to do that, so it's real simple. So we took that ride, went to Mr. Sancho's. How was Mr. Sancho's?
Loved the place. We had our own waiter all day long. He just, if we wanted something, he went and got it for us. He just catered to us. And then a lady came by a spa lady came by, and they actually did pedicures with goldfish. So,
Not goldfish.
well, whatever kind of fish they are, guppies. I don't know what kind of fish they really were. They were goldfish.
No, they weren't.
Okay, whatever.
They're not the ones that eat all your skin off.
So it was a 15-minute, 20-minute.
Yeah, it fit basically 15 minutes, and then they gave you a massage after that, your feet and legs, which you guys saw that part of it, but it was about 15 minutes long.
So I enjoyed that as well. That was a plus. That wasn't something that was planned, but you know, I've always wanted to do that. So when she came around, and it was $20.
It was $20. You can get that paper for me. So it was $20 a person. If you pay by credit card, it does cost you a couple of dollars more. It was $45 on a credit card, I guess, forever the fees are. So, but if you want to do it, $20. And I don't know if I said it in the video or not, but while they're chewing on your dead skin, you know, I thought that my feet would tickle, but it wasn't. It was actually, someone it was sitting next to me, he said it was like little electrical currents running through your feet. And that's pretty much what it is, but it felt really good.
It did.
Yeah, I would do it again.
I would recommend that.
Yeah, I think it was worth the $20.
I do too.
Especially for a first time.
Yeah.
You definitely. So bring cash for that part of it, and that'll be there. So how would you rate overall Mr. Sancho's?
Actually, I would give it more than a 10 because I thought it was great. Had our own personal waiter all day, and
it's not Mr. Sancho's fault, but I can't give it a 10 because the waves were so bad we couldn't do any snorkeling.
Yeah, speaking of snorkeling that day, you want to tell them what happened?
Well, that's the day, and I think most of you got it, but if not, that's the day that my other camera I had a Osmo Action 3, and in there you have to make sure the thing is clipped in. But prior to that, while the shakiness is because I don't know what happened. The camera overheated, or whatever it did, and it changed all the settings. And I didn't even know it until it was too late. Actually, when I was doing all the editing, that's when I realized it was messed up. But anyway, so the camera wasn't always in, so I took it under the water, and then went back, not thinking nothing of it. Turned it on to go vlog, what you saw with my wife's camera, or her phone, the different areas, and I realized it wouldn't turn on. It just would not turn on. So it was completely shot. I dried it out and all, but it just really messed it all up. So needless to say, that's why I have this GoPro 11.
It was an expensive day for us.
It was. So these things happen, but anyway,
happens.
That's right. So as you say, so you give it 10. I would give it 9.5, but again, it's not their fault. Let's see. Anything else before we get? I'm trying to think. All right. So the only thing I know that we need to speak about. Oh, by the way, if you guys decide, I think I mentioned that in the last one. If you guys decide to when you leave the ship, if you're heading back to the airport, if your hotel does it, great. Maybe they'll give it to you free, but it's a $20 flat rate. All the gray lines and taxis and everybody are out there waiting for you when you get off the ship, and it's $20. It's $20 to get you back to the airport. It was basically $10 a person, so $20 for it. So $10 a person, really, what it was. So that's what it was. So that. So last thing that I can think of was the drink package.
Sorry, guys.
Was the drink package. So on this particular cruise, if we would have bought the drink package for both of us, it would cost us almost $1,100 for the combined. So we decided that knowing we were going to have, at the time, 4 ports, 2 of them were going to be all-inclusives, but only one we actually did. We decided that we're not going to do the drink package and see what we actually spend on drinks. Now, what I did previously, before we got on the cruise ship, I had a 12-pack of water sent to the cabin, which actually, that was another thing. It took them a couple of days to get that, but it's all good. They gave us water that night to get us through the night. Anyway, but so I had that there, so that covered our water. So really, all we had to worry about, it was just really drinks, and we don't drink much soda, so that didn't bother us. We were okay with the tea and the water; everything was there. So, but I think I wrote it down here. We had spent a little less, or a little over $580 total for the drinks. We didn't do any specialty coffees.
I didn't even see any special.
They did.
Did they?
Well, by the Ben Jerry's has it, and the other place has it too.
Oh, gotcha.
So we didn't do any of that extra stuff there. So to us, it paid off because that was a little bit more than just one person. So it really depends. So we realized that we just drink the drink, you know, because we have the drink package. But so we said, let's just see consciously how much we drink. There's a couple of times that, oh, there is a downside of that, is that you can't really try new drinks, because if you don't like it, you're still stuck with it because you paid for it. We did a lot of the drinks of the day, which saved a couple bucks.
Yeah.
So that was nice. So it's a drink plus a gratuity that's on top of that. So our next cruise is in January, and I think we're doing the same thing, right? So January we're going to go on Vision of the Seas. We're going to we're going to Charleston, South Carolina. We're going to Port Canaveral. We're going to the Grand Bahamas, and we're going to Coco Key. That is the sister ship of the Grandeur that we're just on. So that'll be our next cruise.
That's is that a smaller ship?
No, well, the oldest ship is the one we were just on. I mean, that's still the oldest one. Actually, just to give you a heads up, that Grandeur was supposed to be sold, and I guess to another company, scrapped or whatever it's doing. But because COVID hit, they didn't do it. So we're hearing that they're just gonna amp it up and do some changes. So I'll be eager to get back on that. And the reason is the only small ships can come to Baltimore because we have a bridge we have to go under, just like maybe some other ports that have that. I think Tampa and I think Port Canaveral. No, I'm sorry, Jacksonville. They have where you can't do that either. So anyway, I think that is all that I said I was going to talk about. Is there anything else that we think?
I don't think so.
So yeah, guys, take the chance. You know, first cruise, I didn't want to do anything that wasn't part of the cruise line. I wanted to make sure they get back in time. But if you're conscious about what the ship time is and get back, you can find out you might have a better experience. Definitely, probably more likely, less cheaper. Less cheaper, yeah.
Less cheaper.
It'll definitely be cheaper than doing it on a regular thing. So give it a shot. Any questions? We will be more than happy to answer. Or I will be. But give it a shot. Again, we'd love for you guys to subscribe. Keep watching the videos for us. Help us out. We're young. We don't get paid for this. We don't have enough subscribers to do it. So we just do this for fun and not only just for memories, but it just gives you guys an idea of what we do. So I think I look over my notes real quick, but I think we hit them all. Yeah. Everything was we did everything. So yep, 2 of those things we did that weren't part of it. So that's what it is. Anything else?
Nope, I think that's it.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I guess we're going to see you next time.
See ya.
See you in January.